Kolkata Knight Riders, runners-up of IPL 2021, must decide which four players to retain. So let's check in with Saurabh Somani, Gaurav Sundararaman, and Dan Vettori. There is one player that is unanimous with the four of us, and that is Varun Chakravarti, in spite of his disappointing T20 World Cup and the fact that he wasn't picked for the T20I series against New Zealand. After all four of us have gone for Varun, three of us have gone for Narine, but Dan Vettori hasn't. Dan, you've still kept faith with Andre Russell, and you've not retained Sunil Narine. Why?
The Russell decision's easy. I think. I think he's still a player that can be destructive. He can be one of the best players in the IPL, and I do believe, like Pollard and a lot of other cricketers around the world now, they are starting to become more and more concerned around their fitness and how they prepare for tournaments. And I think that's only serving them well. So I still think you can see Russell as best for a number of years. Narine's an interesting one. I think there's always obviously the spectre of the issues with the bowling action, whether that ever comes back into it and plays a part. I just worry about him going forward and whether he can provide everything that he has in the previous years, and whether you can get him at a discounted rate at the auction. I wouldn't rule him out for KKR, but there could be a chance that he might not be as popular as he has been in the past.
Now, GS, you have picked Narine and you've not picked Russell. We did see him pull up again due to injury towards the end of Kolkata's IPL campaign, and we did see a Sunil Narine in imperious form, almost comfortable with his new action. Is that what tilted it for you?
Yeah, and also I think they've had Russell for quite some time. He's done really well for them. But what happens, Ronak, is that sometimes when you have a player like Russell, you kind of fix one spot in the 11. With the kind of history he's had, it makes it super hard to kind of leave him out, and you don't know what you're actually getting from him. So I just felt that let's maybe move on from Russell and look at someone new for that role. And let me continue. I've also, in the sense KKR, I have invested a lot on Indian talent. And I thought it makes sense to retain more Indians. So when you have a chance to retain three Indians, why not go for them? And Sunil Narine was the better overseas option purely because, again, he is a mystery spinner and he's still tough to hit, like you mentioned. So I tilted towards three Indians. It's not about Russell's talent or skill, but it's more towards to do with the combination, and three Indians was a more tempting option for me.
Right, Saurabh's got Narine as well, so that makes it for the three of us with Narine. So he will edge in and join Varun Chakravarti. Russell's got 2 votes because Saurabh's gone for him as well. GS said no room for another overseas player, and he picked Narine over Russell. Saurabh has curiously not picked Venkatesh Iyer, in spite of the rare skill that he provides. Saurabh?
Yeah, again, very tough call. It's just that, I thought it's too risky to let Russell go in the auction. And I had Narine and Varun Chakravarti. Now, once I have fixed on Russell also, that just leaves one spot. Now, whether that was going to be Venkatesh Iyer or Shubman Gill, it's a very fine margin. I'm happy to lean either way, actually. I went with Gill. I just think Gill potentially is a superstar. He could potentially break out into his best batting phase. And yeah, that's why I've gone for Gill.
Interestingly, Dan Vettori has only picked 3 players to retain. So he's gone for Shubman Gill too. But Dan, Venkatesh Iyer, who both Gaurav and me have picked because we think it's no-brainers. You don't get this skill set in the auction. So surely you must keep it.
It is a skill set, but it is largely unproven. I think it hasn't been a huge sample size to guarantee that huge amount of money that would come from selecting him as a retained player. So they can still get him back, but I'd like to see where the auction went for a player like him.
Please, GS, make the case for Venkatesh Iyer for me.
Yeah, again, I don't see him not being retained purely because he'll go for a lot of money in the auction. You don't have enough all-rounders in India, in my view, unless you're looking at an overseas all-rounder locked in your squad. Yes, I agree with Dan completely. He's very unproven. It's just one season. But yeah, these auctions are like that. You do get players you try, and then next year, for all you know, you'll release him away. So, but at least for the big auction, you want to lock in some kind of stability with Venkatesh Iyer. And Dan, again, who's your captain?
Captain. So we're captaining from retained players. So look, I don't know Shubman Gill, but he seems like the person that's been groomed and spoken about. I hear Brendan McCullum talk about him. So I think if it comes from retained players, then it would be more than likely be him.
All right. Thank you very much. We cut this clip, send it to Dan Vettori. He forwards it to Brendan McCullum, and we will see who Kolkata retain. As far as we go, it looks like Varun Chakravarti unanimous. He gets there. Sunil Narine, 3 votes. He gets there. Shubman Gill, 3 votes. He gets there. And our 4th player, Dan hasn't gone a 4th player. So Dan's happy with 3. Are you tempted to take in Venkatesh Iyer just because you trust me and Gaurav, Dan?
Yes, done.
Excellent. Venkatesh Iyer in that. Job done. If only IPL retentions were as easy.